Once again, a very warm welcome and a good afternoon to having you with us here at Grand Champions Polo Club. Field number one, welcome back to the second match of the day. It's finals day today at Grand Champions Polo Club. We're on field number one, and of course a warm welcome if you're watching on CTV Sports. Top Pony 12-goal final 2026. The two teams are ready to get on with business. Let's start by the introduction. We're going to go from left to right. Alegria in the pink and white shirts, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome from the Great White North from Calgary, Mr. Fred Mannix Jr. And a very good afternoon to you, sir. There he is, Fred Mannix. Very, very strong young man. And alongside him, the number two, playing off 0 goals. Give it up for Santos Valent coming in at number 2 there. And then we go to two of our WPL superstars coming in at number 3, the one and only Mr. Nick Roldan. Good afternoon, Nick. And at number 4, ladies and gentlemen, Big Fred Mannix, the father, of course, from Calgary. Good afternoon, Mr. Fred Mannix Sr. And now over to Juice. They're in the dark shirts. Like to welcome one of our very own. Give it up for Enrique Bueno. Good afternoon, Ricky. Good to see you. Playing the number 1 position of -1. At number 2, always a danger. Give it up for the one and only Santos Bellini. Good afternoon, Santos. And then at number 3, we have Justin Daniels in the red helmet. You'll be able to spot him a lot easier on the broadcast, of course. And at number 4, the 7-goal, another WPL superstar, Santi Toccalino. Good afternoon, Santi. Your two mounted officials are Pepe Araja and Esteban Ferrari. And up here in the commentator's booth, our third man, none other than Senor Santos Anca. Good to see you, gentlemen. Right then, formalities out of the way. Perfect conditions, a little bit of a breeze in the air. There's a bit of weather coming our way from the north. Yes, just making sure I get my bearings right. But with a little bit of luck, we should be able to avoid getting any downpours. There is a bit of a downpour forecast for tomorrow. Now, let's hope again that we get away with it, because tomorrow, of course, is our third final of the World Polo League. Remember, in its 8th season, the Palm Beach Open. That'll be taking centre stage tomorrow, the final of that, tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock, here on the legendary field number 2 at Grand Champions Polo Club. And then Monday, again, of course, subject to weather. Let's hope we're going to be all right. Will be another PTF. And here we go, not wasting any time. Mr. Mannix, it is Mr. Mannix Sr. He got a couple of touches, left it behind. He knew he had young Fred there with him, and Nick Roldan does what he does so well, and that ball gets pushed over the line. They tried to clear it. Very unlucky, therefore. I think it was Enrique Bueno trying to clear it. All the hard work had been done. What a cracking pass there by Nick Roldan. And then Fred Jr. make sure that ball goes over the line. So a very quick goal for Alegria. Remember that Juice have been given 2 goals on handicap. They total 10 as a team handicap, and Alegria 12. Hence that 2 goals given from the get-go. Now then, let's see if Enrique can make up for that little bit of an unforced error. He should have cleared that ball and barely had that ball been thrown into play under the very watchful eye of Esteban Ferrari. We have a right-of-way infringement, and that ball will be brought forward to the penalty 4 spot, so 60 yards. Right-of-way infringement, player coming across the right-of-way, so a very good call. Not easy to tell these situations, especially when you've got 8 players all lining up for the next throw-in. So this could be a very quick response to restore that 2-goal advantage for Juice. And no surprise to see 7-goaler Santi Toccolino stepping up to the plate to try and put this one through the 24 feet. Well, you couldn't get it much higher if you tried. And what a cracking goal. Calm and very cool executed there by Santi Toccolino. And as I said, restores that 2-goal cushion. Well, let's just see, because these two teams did actually meet already in the preliminary rounds of this tournament based on goals scored and number of points achieved. Alegria, they beat Quite on Z in their opening match by 12 goals to 7 and then beat Juice in overtime, it has to be said. Freddie Mannix picking up that golden goal in the 5th chukker. So this is a repeat of that, so I'm pretty sure Juice would like to rectify that scoring. And they also won their second game against ERP by 12 goals to 9. So they're coming into this final with a 1-1. Alegria with a 2-0. So they do have a cleaner slate. And like I said, that is still an unsettled, well, I wouldn't say debt, but still an unsettled score, that Juice today. And of course, the day when it matters most on finals, they would like to rectify, because this is what it comes down to. These are the 2 teams that made it through into the final. Look at that. Nice bit of trickery here by the one and only Nick Roldan. He's got Daniels on him. Still Roldan slams on the brakes. Daniels needs to allow a little bit of space. Remember, once that ball touches the sideboards, and even if it's ever so slightly, there could be that quick line change. And that, of course, was unintentional. And I'm sure that will leave a little bit of a sting. Pony seems to be okay. And as I said, Nick Roldan, of course, did not make that play intentionally. He was trying to avoid hitting the play around the horse. She seems to be okay. And very quickly taken from the spot. Penalty 5A. Toccolino. It's going to be a little bit short, or is it? Well, Ricky Bueno was the intended recipient. Once again, Nick Roldan in the thick of it. He knows he's got Mannix to his left, and that's Mannix Jr. And now watch them go upfield. Fred looking up into the sky, waiting for that ball to drop. Now they wait for the under the neck, just a slight little angle. And the coolest of touches, goal number 2. And again on the account of Mannix, this time Mannix Sr. So both Fred Mannix Jr. and that is that now on the score sheet with 2 very quick goals here in this opening chukker. And based on that 2-goal handicap advantage and the goal scored by Santi just now, they still are just holding on to the lead. Team Juice back to the halfway line they come. Remember, they change ends after every goal is scored. A little bit of an entanglement there. Ball comes out into no man's land. The first one on it will be Daniels, and he will run with this one. Roldan having to go back as the last man in defense. Daniels, cleverly done, plays it across and over the head. Daniels with a finishing touch. How unlucky. What a great play here by Daniels. Saw the ball coming out straight at him, picked it up, ran with it, and tried to finish with a very cool little shot. And it was very unlucky for him not to score on that occasion. So, players are making their way back to the retrospective pony lines. As soon as we hear the whistle, which I believe we've already heard, we will have a very short break, courtesy change number 1. Stay with us. We're going to have a very short break. We'll be back within the minute. Like I said, welcome back. We'll be back within the minute, and so is the case. Players coming back out on the field. If you've just joined us, a very warm welcome. We're at Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 1. Finals day of the Top Pony 12 Goal 2026. Alegria in the pink and black shirts and Juice in the black shirts, who have come into this final with a 1-0 ratio so far, a game played, a game lost, and with a 10-goal handicap here, been given 2 goals advantage. A little bit of an unfortunate right-of-way infringement there as they start chukker, or the second half of chukker number 1, and that ball, I'm sure, will be brought up to the halfway line in favour of Alegria. A little unlucky there as Santi Toccolino cut straight across the right-of-way there of Fred Mannix. And Alegria, who throughout this tournament have shown some exceptionally high-level polo, I'm sure will have a set play up their sleeve for a situation like this. Mannix, of course, a very, very strong hitter. Wind coming in from the east a little bit, so let's see if he's going to try and go for the direct hit, or whether he's going to try and play it. He's got 2 to choose from. He's got Fred Mannix Jr. and, of course, Santos Valent, but well defended here by Juice, and Mannix is going to have to get back to that halfway line. Sends a little backhand shot out towards the boards. Daniels, very quick and attentive, saw it coming. Nice little open backhand, looking for Bellini. Lots, a little deflection, didn't get quite through to the player he was hoping for. And Alegria once again, here comes the under the neck shot. Ever so slightly wide by Nick Roldan. So Juice dodging what could have been another bullet and another goal. They've got possession. Let's have a look at the clock. 2:40 remain here in this opening chukker. They want to try and hold on to that lead and restore that 2-goal cushion, because I'm sure they know as well as I do how strong this Alegria team is. Nice ball up to the front to Daniels, and Daniels gets the call from Bueno. Bueno, can he finish it? It's going to be an under the neck shot. Here it comes. Well played, Enrique, and unlucky, but definitely an A for effort. And great communication here between Daniels. It was a very steep ball, not a lot of angle, but well done, Enrique Bueno, for at least giving it his all. Ball went over the back line as we approach the 2-minute mark. Mannix brings the ball back into play. Fred Jr. at the front, plays it out to the left. Into the path here of Nick Roldan. Controls it. A little bit of a space here in midfield. He's got 2 to choose from. Plays it out to the left. I'm sure that was not his intention. Toccolino will be the first man on that ball. Turns. Nicely done. And great rhythm here within that Juice team. Nice support by Daniels. Sends it back up to Santi Toccolino. And he might have a clear passage if he can outrun Mannix. Look at that pony open up. And Mannix just gets a piece of it. New line created. Little backhand shot. Yeah, well, that angle, that, of course, would be enough reason for the umpires to blow on that. Who had the lesser angle? There was definitely one who had the lesser angle. Good call here from our mounted officials. Let's see what they made of that play. And suffice to say that, as we've seen throughout all the matches of this Top Pony 12 goal, incredibly high-paced And of course, a lot at stake here. Both teams coming out very offensively minded. And as I thought, this was going to go in favour of Juice. So confirmed by our two mounted officials. Penalty 2, 30 yards open goal. Santi Toccolino to pick up goal number 4. And there it is. Well played. Santi picking up his second. Both from the line. The first was a penalty 4, now a penalty 2. So a 60-yarder and a 30-yard penalty. And we are down to the last minute of play here in this opening chukker. Well, there will be enough time, I think, for another throw-in. Clock running down, 44 seconds. Roldan, can he put another one up on the scoreboard before they go and change? Mannix going up, anticipating that ball to come to him. Daniels also there. Toccolino, a little deflection, picked up now by Mannix Jr. He takes a shot. Well, and that will be the chukker, and I believe, but I'll get verification on that, I think he was just beaten by the buzzer beater. Well, they put the score up there. I wonder whether or not that was a score. It was a score. I thought I heard the beater before. Okay, so just before the second horn. So well done, young Fred Mannix, just in the nick of time, picking up his second goal of the match, and that makes it 3-4. We're going to have a very short break. Stay with us. We have a lot more polo coming up here. The Top Pony 12-goal final 2026. Well, welcome back, everybody. A warm welcome, especially to our new spectators who have just walked up here. We are, of course, coming to you live from Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 1. It is, as I said, the final of the Top Pony 12 goal. Alegria in the pink and black shirts, picking up 3 goals, 2 by Fred Mannix Jr. He's playing the number 1 position. Santos Valent is at number 2. Nick Roldan at number 3, and Fred Mannix Sr. playing at number 4, also picking up a goal. So that totals 3. Juice, they're in the black shirts, led by Enrique Bueno at number 1, playing off a -1 goal handicap. Santos Bellini at number 2. And then Santi Toccolino picking up 2 goals, both from the line, a penalty 4 and a penalty 2. And then, of course, Justin Daniels playing the number 3 position. Santi playing the number 4. And those 2 goals from Santi Toccolino, in addition to the 2 goals they needed on handicap, makes 4. So all correct, as you can see on your screens and here on the scoreboard. 4 goals to 3 in favour of Team Juice. As we now start, or have already started, the second of our 6 chukkers. And away we go. Everything being fed up to the front there by Toccolino. Enrique Bueno. Down comes the hammer from Mannix. Well played here, Enrique Allen. Will he play the under the neck shot? What's he got up his sleeve? You just never know with Ricky. Stolen very effectively here by Nick Roldan. And look at that monster precise pass into the path here of Santos Valent. Tocolino has a lot to do here. He's got 3 attacking players from Alegria coming for that one little white ball. And well done, Tocolino. Santi, that's how you play polo when you're serving goals. Daniels there to support him, and he's also been doing a fantastic job here. Loses it to Santos Valent. So the 2 youngsters here on the move once again. Valent, well played, Justin. Tries to clear it, but he has to keep an eye out on Fred Mannix. Very, very effective. Left behind in a quick turn here by Bueno. Ricky Bueno. In comes. Yeah, well, it looks like, and I can see it from up here very well, you can see very clearly that Mannix had the lesser angle. A little unlucky there, as that challenge came from Justin Daniels. Very, very tricky call for our 2 mounted officials, but like I said, they are some of the best in the business. And as a result of that ever so slight right of way, that slight shading infringement, a penalty for 60 yards in favour of Alegria. And this is a job for Fred Mannix Senior. So 60 yards. He's hit that high, but not high enough. And Juice will not need a written invitation to immediately turn defence into offence. Mannix gets pushed into his own half. Bellini nearly getting away with it. Tries to steal it on the near side. Mannix that has the support of Roldan. Another long, very, very nice long ball up to the front, looking for Fred Jr. And Santos ready well, comes out of nowhere. Santos gets his putter around. Is that going to go over the line? Ooh! Nick Roldan came to save the day in the 3rd round. But what a cracking play there by Santos Valent. Nicky then having to finish what he started, and that makes it 4 goals apiece. Little unlucky there, but great team play once again from Alegria. The reading of the play, the anticipation, and then, of course, the positioning. Absolutely top draw here by Alegria. Ball back in play. Let's have a look at the clock. 4.5 minutes remain here in chukker number 2. The 2 number 4s battling it out. Tocolino against Mannix. Yes, now then. Tocolino won't be happy with that. He'll be appealing for a reaching foul or a shading foul. Let's see what the umpires make of that. Well, we've got our 3rd man up here. Should the 2 umpires be not on the same page as far as making that decision goes? For me, it very much looked like a reaching foul. And I think that is also the decision of our 2 mounted officials. So getting a little bit patchy now, but this is, of course, the final. No room for errors. A lot of talking going on down there. And it's an open goal penalty 3, so 40 yards in favour of Juice. And another job, or another task now, of course, for Santi Tocolino. He's already picked up 2. And this to put his team back in the lead by 1 goal, making it 5-4. Very calm, run up to the ball, and no mistake. Santi Tocolino, as I said, all so far from the line. This a penalty 3, so he's got the 4, the 3, and the 2, and now the 3. But an important goal because it does, as I say, put his team back in the lead by 5-4. We're only in the 2nd of 6 chukkers to be played. Remember, we will have the prize presentation right after the game, so do stay with us as everybody descends back out down to the halfway line. And that ball is thrown into play. Let's see what Santi, who's got possession. That's exactly what they need. They're going to need a lot of possession plays. He might get a second chance. He does. Tocolino. And Mannix just having to put his mallet up in the air, did enough to deflect that ball from going between the uprights. And here we go. Keep a close eye on Mannix Jr. Oh, he's lost it. Toccolino is going to take the scenic route. Toccolino, 2-3 touches. Toccolino, the finish. And another whistle will stop the play there. So, too much of a hard ride off there. Penalty 1 has been given. So a little bit overzealous there from Alegria. Penalty 1, that means an automatic goal and a possession from the halfway line. But we will find out more when we come back. Stay with us. We're going to have a very short break, courtesy change. 3:19 on the clock. Stay with us. Top Pony 12 Golf Final 2026. Was a technical foul, I'm just being told. A technical foul against Alegria. Hence, the penalty 1. And that's now been moved up from a ball placement on the halfway line up to the penalty 4 spot. Yeah, so getting a little bit hot under the collar there. But as I said, no surprise, it is the final. But this is exactly the kind of little breaks that Juice will, I'm sure, be very happy and with open and welcoming arms take on board. He's already had 1 conversion from the penalty 4 spot. Let's see if Santi Toccolino can make it 7-4. That'd be the first time that he's put his team in the lead by 3 goals. Here it comes. And that just going wide. So Alegria lucky there to dodge a bullet. So 3 minutes on the clock. And penalty 1, as I said, restores a 2-goal cushion in favour of Juice. But they still have a lot of work to do. And knowing Nick Roldan as well as I do, he will be very happy now to step it up or turn it up a notch. Mannix trying to avoid the hook there from Toccolino. Mannix does enough and finishes beautifully with an inside forehand shot. And that, of course, is his goal number 3 for Alegria. And that brings them back within that 1 goal, 5-6 here in the second chukker. We've had the courtesy change. And the umpire just getting rid of some debris on the field. And we had a horseshoe there on the ground. Here we go, ball back in play. Picked up quickly by Roldan. Roldan controls it there in midair. Nick Roldan, well, you can see Alegria now. Blazing from all cylinders. Daniels tries to send it back. Power play here, and once again, Mannix. What an incredible angle. Fred Mannix just hammers one. And with that little backhand shot, that makes it 6 goals apiece here with 1 minute and 39 seconds left to play on the scoreboard. Opening up very nicely now. this second chukker. Incredible pace being displayed by both teams, and Alegria clearly now with a bee in their bonnet are taking it up a notch or two. Ball back in play. Mannix has to give way to Bueno. Bueno, nicely done. Takes it around the outside. Enrique on the near side. Couldn't make the contact. In comes Nicole down. The cut shot here from Tocalina. Who's going to get to it first? Enrique. Ricky Bueno to finish. And that's how you get it done. Well played, Ricky Bueno. Very important goal here for Juice. Not in the slightest phased by the power that is Alegria. And that puts his team, Juice, back in the lead. They should, if they're quick enough, have enough time for another throw in as the clock ticks down here towards the end of chukker number 2. And they're just not going to make it. They've just been beaten. Ladies and gentlemen, a little round of applause. Thank you very much. We're going to have a very short break. 7-6. Juice holding on to that advantage. We've got more thrilling polo coming up. Stay with us here. CTV Sports Top Pony 12-goal final. Welcome back, everybody. A warm welcome, a good afternoon. Yes, you've guessed it, Grand Champions Polo Club Field number 1 finals Saturday. We've already had our final earlier this morning, the Madeleine Bourdieu Memorial, and what a cracking final that was. And we've just basically doubled in handicap, gone from 6 to 12 goals. It is, of course, the Top Pony 12-goal final 2026, and we've got 2 cracking teams out there, Alegria and the pink and black against Juice, who have come in with a 2-goal advantage on handicap. They total 10, Alegria 12. But they've done very well so far to keep this incredible force that is Alegria at bay, still holding on to that 1-goal advantage. 7-6 as we start the final chukker of the first half. Remember, we play 6 chukkers. Quick reminder for you who is out there, if you've just tuned in for Alegria, we've got Fred Mannix Jr. at number 1. At number 2, Santos Valent. Nick Roldan at number 3 and Fred Mannix Sr. at number 4. Juice, we have Enrique Bueno picking up a cracking good goal here in chukker number 2. And then we've got Santos Bellini. Haven't seen too much of him thus far. I'm hoping that'll change throughout the course of this final. He's playing off 2 goals at number 2. Justin Daniels, you'll easily spot him with the red helmet. They're on your screens just behind Nick Roldan at number 3. And Santi Tocalino having picked up 3 goals from the line, of course, the driving force behind Team Juice. He's on the ball as I speak. Yeah, and a little bit of a rub there from Mannix to Tocolino, and I'm sure he knew that he was in the wrong there. But you can always give it a try, and the umpire saw that as well, running in from behind, of course, slightly off balance there. Good call, and he thought he might get away with it, but Santi knew that wasn't going to be the case. So another penalty in favour of Juice. Another penalty for. He already converted 1. He missed 1, picked up a 2 and a 3. And this North End goal definitely seems to be more in favour of Santi Tocolino. Let's see if he can pick up goal number 8, which would be his 4th, if he can score. Nice calm approach. It's high and it looks pretty straight to me, so no mistake. Goal number 4 again from the line, but I'm sure he won't mind where they come from as long as they keep scoring, and that restores that 2-goal cushion, which I'm sure would be part of phase 1 in this final to get to the halfway mark of this final with that 2-goal cushion in place. But there is still plenty of time left here in chukker number 3. A good 6.5 minutes remain. Ball's back in play. Mannix will be the man to get the ball out of the scrum as he watches young Fred Mannix go and make his way towards goal. Little backhand shot. And that, of course, is always a sigh of relief when you know you've got someone like Nick Roldan, who is well within shooting range, wants to get a little bit closer, well mounted. Tried to hammer that one and has to put a finishing touch with the most elegance you can imagine. Nick Roldan picking up his 2nd of the final. And that reduces that deficit back down to 1 goal. 8 goals to 7. 5:55 on the clock. Chukker number 3. And Tocolino there, in no uncertain terms, making it quite clear, wanting to get the best out of his teammates. A little warning there to Daniels. And here we go. Santos Valent on the move against Santos Bolini. Didn't quite get the backhand shot he wanted. The pressure is on. He's got to be very careful. They're all coming in at all angles. Daniels eventually makes sure that that ball is cleared. And waiting at the front is Bueno. But he's immediately got a man on. But he's going to take that man with him. Look at this run. What a cracking run by Juice. Charging down the line. Roldan gets a piece of it. And again, not just clears it. Mannix a little bit too confident. Bellini against Roldan. Well done, Santos. Adjustment. I was going to say he's needed the most. The little backhand shot. It's deflected. And goes over the back line. Now then, will that result in a 60? A safety? No, it's going to be a normal knock-in. Came off the pony, not the player. So Alegria have possession, but I'm sure they also have a lot of respect here for Juice, who are fighting very, very hard. Nice play here from Mannix over to Roldan. First man will be Daniels. Still Justin. Now watch with what ease Nick Roldan plays this little situation to his advantage. Daniels coming in for the challenge. There's the ride-off. Now a little bit of help from Santos, but playing cat and mouse is Nick Roldan. Eventually Daniels has done enough to allow Santos Bellini to pick this up. Roldan sends it back where it came, or where he was intending to take it. Mannix didn't quite get that ball where he wanted. Roldan now acting as the Minister of Defence. Bellini. Umpire says play on. Still Nick Roldan. And a whistle with 3:21. And at 3:21, the whistle, and I can understand that the umpires here blew that whistle just to allow the players to go for a courtesy change. Temperatures are still rather high here this afternoon, very humid. I don't know if you can see on your screens, there's a little bit of a dark cloud coming in from the north. So we're going to come back. When the players come back, we're going to have a drop ball, a fair play ball in favour of Alegria. So, yeah, that dark cloud over there, not looking very welcoming, to say the least. And it looks like it might be moving over a little bit towards us. Let's have a look on the old radar. Okay. Where are we? Yeah, well, looking at the radar, we might get away with it. So let's hope that it's heading southwest, I've just been told. So fair play ball in favour of Alegria. Let's have a little look. 1, 2, 3, 4 players from Juice are on the field, as are the 4 players from Alegria. And away we go. Mannix. Very, very long drive, looking for Santos Valent. Valent tries to take it a little bit further. In jumps Mannix Jr., but busy day at the office here for Santi Tocolino. Roldan tries to keep the ball at that south end of the field. And here we go, a nice run. The first one we've seen from Santos Bellini. He opens his shoulders. Daniels just being beaten to it there by Nick Roldan. Elegantly turned towards the boards. And again, Santos. He's got 2 defenders to contend with. Well played, Santos. Hammers one from a good 60 yards. Just wide. But, yep, that's what they need to start doing. I think a little bit more just to put Alegria under pressure. And it would seem that they've kept Santos, or they've held him back, and now slowly releasing the talent that is Santos Bellini. Coming up to the 2-minute mark, Mannix avoids the hook there from Bellini again. Monster shot from Mannix, looking for the other young Mr. Mannix on the field, and he's going to leave that one. A better position here for Santos Valent to put that through. An incredible pace. Absolutely incredible. And I've just been told it's going to be a hit from the spot for Juice. If I'm not mistaken, Fred Mannix, only 11 years of age. Santos Valent, only 13 years of age. And both of these youngsters, of course, having come up and worked their way up through the PTF. And what great talents we're watching here. These are the new superstars in polo in the making. Daniels, very nicely done. Trying to feed that ball to Bueno. Down comes the hammer from Valent. Oh, look at that far. A very big reach here from Daniels. And that ball's going to land just perfectly for Bueno. How he did not put that through, but there was a whistle. There was a whistle just before. Now, did he cross that line? Did he come across and shade a player? That will be the question. Penalty 1 is the call. So we'll give that to Enrique Bueno. And not only that, they have possession. This is the second penalty 1 in favor of Juice. And again, possession from the halfway line with a little over a minute remaining here in the first chukker. And with that, Juice are back to that 2-goal cushion. So I'm pretty sure in the halftime break, which will be coming up in a little over a minute, I'm sure Alegria will be adjusting a little bit here and there in their strategy. Juice at the moment, if they just keep this pressure on Alegria, this could go all the way down to the wire. So, Santi Tocolino picking up another penalty one for his team. The long ball. I think he got a little deflection there of Nick Roldan. He's chasing it. Turns it nicely. Just having to give it a minute or a couple of seconds here to let everybody get in situ. And what another perfect pass over on the far side. Look at that. Manny's coming at it. Tocolino. Just a little bit quicker. Valent trying to steal it back. And what a great ball here over to Bellini. Gets a little visit there from Nick Roldan. Stops on a sixpence. Nicely done. Oh, Bellini. We've heard the horn. Let's see if Santos can get another shot off on goal here. It'll be Mannix. Broken play. Daniels. A little bit too slow as Nick Roldan will take that ball to the boards. A little under the next shot. Here it comes. Well done, Nick. Tocolino read it well. And I'm sure he'll be happy with the way things stand here, as that will bring us to the end of the first half. 9-7, ladies and gentlemen. I think a round of applause is very much in order. We're going to have a very, very short break. Stay with us. We've got the second half of the Top 12-goal final coming up. Stay with us here on CTV Sports. Welcome back, everybody. And thank you for those of you who have made the way out onto the field to trade in those divots. Well, what can I say? What a thrilling final we are privileged to be watching here this afternoon at Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 1. Alegria, with a 12-goal handicap, were not able to get those 2 goals that they had to overcome that were given to Juice from the get-go to annul and void. They were very close on a few occasions, but the fighting spirit here of Juice, absolutely top draw. Instrumental, of course, Santi Toccolino, the man with the number 4 in his shirt, picking up a total of 4 goals, all from the line, I would like to add. So very, very consistent. I think he only missed 1 penalty for. Here we go with another long drive. Another very long ball here from Nick Roldan over to Mannix. He opens his shoulders, does a little backhand. And look at this play. Santos Valent. That's a cracking play there by Alegria. The layup there by Fred Mannix, and Santos Valent, very cool, just puts it through. And what a way to start chukker number 4 here for Alegria. So as I suggested, there will have been some team talking going on in changing the strategy after this Juice team have been so strong. So back to the halfway line they go, ball in play. Now let's see if Juice can answer. Let's see if they can respond very quickly, but it looks like Alegria once again, well, at least for the briefest of moments, had possession. Here we go. Roldan very quick, and Mannix there appealing to the umpire, who says play on. Santi Toccolino, he's got Bellini making his way into the danger zone. Yep, and there's the pass. Oh, Bellini with a big hole in his mallet there, a little unlucky. And look how quick Nick Roldan is straight back here at his desk, avoiding Daniels. Plays it down the board, told to leave it. Mannix, let's see if Nick can drag a player with him. He does, but the pony power here of Nick Roldan, just beaten to it there once again by Toccolino. He stops, he turns. He's got Valent there as well. Now, a lot happening there. And I wouldn't be surprised if, based on that fumble, let's see what the umpires make of this. Like I said, incredibly quick play. And the 2 umpires there in conference. It's going to be a hit from the spot. As I thought, it's going to go in favour of Alegria. So good call here by the 2 mounted officials. Remember, they are Pepe Araja and Esteban Ferrari. So just on the other side of the halfway line, and away we go. And look at that pony open up again here for Mannix. He might just want to run this one himself, playing the rotation single-handedly. Still Mannix, Daniels. What can he do? Not much. Nick nearly got a shot off. And a whistle. Turning on the ball. Yeah, that's what we thought. We just wanted to make sure that that was verified. Turning on the ball. And, of course, when you turn on the ball, you are inevitably going to cross that line, that right of way, which you need to keep an eye on. Not always that easy, especially at this pace. And that will be just what Alegria wanted. So whatever they decided to change is already paying dividends here early in the second half. We're still very much at the top of chukker number 4. So a hit, an open goal penalty from the spot for Alegria, and Mr. Mannix making mincemeat out of that, picking up his 4th or 5th even now. And that makes it 9 goals apiece. So, Alegria on target, on course. Let's see how Juice will respond. And they have now given away 2 quick goals in succession. Santos Valent and Fred Mannix both picking up goals in the 4th chukker. But this looks good here. Santi Toccolino. Appealing there that he got challenged. Advantage given. And Mr. Daniels. Just having a look at the replay, I believe it's Mr. Daniels, the gentleman with the red helmet. Because it was definitely a shot from distance now. It was Santos Bellini picking up that score. And that was a very important score. Puts his team into double figures and puts them back in the lead. So well done, Santos. 10 goals to 9. And they're pushing Alegria back into their own half until Mannix gets into the mix. Short-lived. Little deflection. Daniels very quick on the reaction there. Still Justin Daniels. Would like to get a shot off. Told to leave it now by Santi. Santi, why not indeed? Take a long distance crack at this. And Bellini. A little unlucky there. He was caught wrong-footed. And that whistle will take us to our next courtesy change. Well, 10 goals to 9. We're in the fourth chukker. Stay with us. We'll be right back within the minute. Welcome back. As I said, players trying to keep this courtesy change within under a minute. 45 seconds is the benchmark. And fair play ball in favour of Alegria, but it's on their own doorstep. And look how deep Juice is standing. They want to challenge them early on. Gain possession. Mannix just puts that one out of bounds. There'll be a change of possession in favour of Juice. Let's see if they can capitalise on this. There comes the drive from Tocolino, looking for Daniels. Santi not wasting any time to get the job done. Tocolino fakes the big shot. Here it comes, a little under the next shot. And what a cracking goal once again by Santi Tocolino. And restores yet again that 2-goal advantage for Juice, making it 11 goals to 9 after all that hard work. 2 goals coming from Alegria, Fred Mannix and Santos Valent here in this fourth chukker to get the equaliser. They were down 7 to 9. It was 9-9, but only for the briefest of moments until Santos Bellini fired one out of the second row. And now, after a lot of hard work, Santi Tocolino, they won the throw-in again. Not an easy ball to take. Mannix up against Bellini. In comes Tocolino, and Tocolino will have, I'm sure, clear passage here. Just needs to get his putter out and does so. What a cracking goal here. Once again, Tocolino, and that puts him up by 3. 12 goals to 9. Well, as if they had a fly on the wall in the Alegria tent, because they seem to have a remedy for every kind of play that Alegria are throwing at them. With a minute and a half remaining by the time they get to that halfway line for the next throw-in. I'm sure Juice will be very happy with the way things are going. This is, as I said, going to go down to the wire. Ball back in play. And it looks like, I was going to say, Alegria win this throw-in, or did they? A late whistle. And this looks like, again, it could go in favour of Juice.
What happened?
Well, the IRO is up here looking at the replay, of course. Now, remember, one of the best umpires in the business, Dale Schwetz, of course, today in the studios at CTV Sports as IRO. But the third man up here, just having a look at that replay. So the two umpires there, not quite on the same page. It's a throw-in, so it's a neutral play. An offsetting foul, it would appear, if both teams committed a foul, offsetting foul, so they're going to go for the neutral throw-in. Makes sense. With 1:12 remaining. Let's see if Alegria can win this throw-in. Looks like they can't, and it looks like it's going to be Santos Bellini to possibly make it 13 here. Slams on the brakes. Wants to stick and ball that ball into the goal mouth. A little bit of help by the pony, and Santos Bellini picks up a hat-trick here. We were so quiet with him in the first half. Santos Bellini now picking up, like I say, 3 goals. Juice a total of 4 goals here in this chukker. And that makes it 13 goals to 9. I doubt very much they're going to get back to the halfway line with only 1 or 2 seconds remaining. And that will be it for chukker number 4. So, Alegria, back to the drawing board. And we hope that you're going to be back to watch with us the penultimate 5th chukker. When we return, stay with us. CTV Sports Top Pony 12-goal final.
When I founded the Taqueria 48 years ago, the goal was to service polo players fieldside and carry a complete line of polo equipment. Since those early days, we now carry everything for the horse and rider. Anything goes on or near a horse, you're likely to find here in our store. We still have polo equipment made by polo players for polo players.
Welcome back, everybody. Chukker number 5 is upon us. And looking at my score sheet here, Alegria, a couple of goals there by Fred Mannix Jr. in the first chukker. And also one by Fred Mannix, who then picked up another 2 goals in chukker number 2. And a cracking goal also in chukker number 4. Working very, very hard. But let's have a look at how Santos Bellini, all of a sudden, like a secret weapon, he was activated. Didn't see him a lot in that first half. And maybe that was the strategy by Juice. Well, it's definitely worked in their favour. He picked up 3 goals in that last chukker. Well done, Santos Bellini. And not only those 3 goals, which are very important, in addition to the 5 goals scored by Santi Toccolino, 2 penalty ones given to that team as well. They've actually doubled on that advantage. Remember, they came in with a 2-goal advantage, and Santos Bellini might be even picking up goal number 4 here. If he can keep that one within the boundaries, just out on the far post. That would have been the best way to start chukker number 5 here for Juice. Well, those clouds definitely having moved in have brought a bit of a cooling, which I'm sure will be much appreciated by especially the 4-legged and, of course, the 2-legged athletes. Mannix over to the far side, finding Nick Roldan. Santos Valent. Well, he wanted the ball, and Nick decided, you know what, this is Special delivery. And that ball will go across, and we're going to give that one to Santos Valent. He wanted it, and Nick heard him, hammered a ball a good 130 yards. And Santos puts it through. What a cracking goal here for Alegria. Now also in double figures. But Juice still in the lead by 3, 13 goals to 10. And a lot of time remaining here in Chukker. Chukker number 5. Back to the halfway line they go. Bueno. Leaves it behind. Alegria winning. The next throw in. Roll down. And that really is the definition of elegance in motion. And again, the call from Santos Valent. This could be 2 in a row. Santos on the approach. Just running out of field. They're very unlucky. But all of a sudden, they've created opportunities here. They've pulled the defense of Juice wide apart and very open. And that, of course, makes them vulnerable. And then if you're quick, like Santos Valent, you've got to be careful not to pick up another goal. Here we go then. Ball back in play. Roldan taking the man first. Gets away with that little challenge. Still Nick. And again, Lucas going up towards that goal mouth. Nick might decide to just play this one himself. Down comes the hammer from Daniels. In front of goal. Nick Roldan. Well, you give him an inch, he'll take you for a country mile. That's what he will do all day long. And Nick Roldan picking up his 3rd of the afternoon. And that makes it 13 goals, 11. So back to square one. 2 goals advantage still for Juice. With a little over 4.5 minutes remaining here in Chukker number 5. What a thrilling final we are watching here this afternoon. And remember, for those of you here fieldside, go to YouTube and then CTV Sports, and you can watch all the action from all the different angles. Oh, cheeky little steal here by Bellini. Bellini for the finish, the cut shot. Just wide. Very unlucky. But it goes to show that they are still fighting. They're not giving up. Alegria, once again, pushed into their own half. We're going to have another very short break at 3:53. Stay with us. Quick courtesy change coming. Chance for you to top up your cup of coffee or your cup of tea. But be back here within the minute for the remaining 3:53 here in Chukker number 5. Santos, wait. Oh, too late. No, too late. Here we go then. Welcome back, everybody. Quick courtesy change. Alegria still chasing those 2 goals. Nick Roldan's on the boards. He's got Daniels there with him. And Nick, nicely done. Look at that. Perfectly played here for Santos Valente. And cool. Like a 10-goaler, just one touch, maybe a second just to make sure it goes through. That's how you get the job done. Well played. The assist again from Nick Roldan, and Santos Valente picking up his 2nd goal here in chukker number 5. Making it a dozen as well now for Alegria. 1 goal in it, 13 goals to 12. And 3 minutes and a few seconds remain here in chukker number 5. Well, we've had this situation on a few occasions. It was 4 goals to 3 for Juice at the end of the first, 7 goals to 6 at the end of the second, 9-7 for Juice at the end of chukker number 3, 13 goals to 9 at the end of chukker number 4. And look at this, Alegria right back in this final. This young man, Santos Valente, he's got the Midas touch. This time he puts it out of bounds. There'll be a change of possession. And that could be just a little break that Juice could do with right about now. Ball will be dropped momentarily here by Esteban Ferrari. Now let's see what Santi Tocolina has up his sleeve. Will he go for the direct hit, or will he try and lay it up? Looks like he's eyeing up that goal mouth. There's the shot. Deflected by Roldan. Takes it on the full volley. Daniels right behind him still. Roldan now then. This could be a 2-man horse race if he can shake off Daniels. And Nick Roldan clearly not happy there. Umpire says play on. Daniels sticking with his man. He's now got to get past Tocolino. Roldan lays it up beautifully for Mannix. And Mannix tried to put it through. Daniels was appealing, coming down that line. Well, he got lucky, and he's got the ball sent back to him. And now then, Bueno. Ricky Bueno had the lesser angle. Roldan saw that, read it well, let him play the ball. Well done, Nick. As once again, Bellini. And advantage given. Loose ball play, little backhand shot. Tocolino will be looking possibly to see where Justin Daniels is. He's out there completely unmarked. Or will he go for the direct hit? I think he was going to go to lay that one up for Bueno. Bueno! Well played by Nick. But Daniels, will he go for the under the neck? What's he going to do? Wants to tee it up, cuts in. Cutting right into the path here of Mannix. Back to Bellini. Bellini takes a swing. And in comes Bueno. First horn. And Roldan will clear that ball. Nice pass. Pick up here on the near side by Mannix. In comes Daniels. New line created. And, yep, that was a little bit too close for comfort for the umpires. Good call, that right-of-way infringement. He jumped on that line very, very quickly, did Nick Roldan, but we will play that penalty or that foul when we come back. 13 goals to 12. Chukker number 6 coming up here on CTV Sports. Top Pony 12-goal final. You do not want to miss the next Chukker.
Polo school is the funnest thing I've become involved with in the last year of my life.
Gave me the confidence to be able to play an event in beach polo, Miami Beach, and snow polo in Aspen.
Our dedicated instructors have years of polo experience and are CHA certified.
It's important to us to come back and have a really good experience.
Every time you leave the gates from the polo school, you're hungry for more.
Welcome back, everybody. Chukker number 6 is about to start, and right at the end of that last chukker, we had a play a turning on the ball, and that will continue, or that will start chukker number 6 with a penalty for in favour of Alegria. And looking at how Fred Mannix Senior there is teeing up that ball, I would think he's going to try and take this one himself, and that would put Alegria level with Juice. But as we've seen throughout this match, these equalisers have been short-lived. Just waiting for one more player, Nick Roldan, to come out onto the field to get chukker number 6 underway. So let's see if Juice can defend this, dodge a bullet, maybe even pick it up and run it up the field, or whether or not Alegria will pick up goal number 13 to make it even Stevens. And as I thought, it's going to be Mr. Mannix to do the honours. Here we go. Remember, he scored in overtime when they played and beat Juice the first time. Well, he's hammered that one all the way to Fort Lauderdale, but it's just gone wide. So Juice very lucky there to dodge literally a bullet by Fred Mannix. And they now have possession. And that will be, I think, the key word here in this 6th and final chukker. Let's hold on to the ball for as long as he possibly can. Let's try and create an opportunity and a chance. Quick line change. Roldan up against Daniels. He's done enough to allow Bellini to pick that ball up. That was short-lived. In comes Santos Valent. Wants to give it back to Roldan. Little deflection. And away we go with Justin. Well played. Tucks in nicely behind him. Santos Bellini. Still Bellini. Told to leave it now. In comes Santi. Just to try and keep a little bit of calm within that team. Wants to go for the scenic route. Round the outside. Look at this. That ball has got eyes. And that really is a Remington, a very close shave. Just going out of bounds there on the far post. And that could have easily been goal number 14 here for Santi Toccolino and Team Juice. Coming up to the 6-minute mark. Ball being knocked into play again. Mannix out to the left-hand side again. A lot of space here for Roldan. Checks. Gets control of the ball. He's got a 2-man line of defence here. Daniels getting more and more confident. The backhand shot, but nobody home. Maybe Daniels. Just too far out. Santos Valent read it very well. Turned quicker. Nice try, but no cigar here for Daniels. As Santos Valent took the pace out of the game. Still Santos. In comes Toccolino. Roldan wants a piece of it. Nicely done by Bellini. But he's got to get past Mannix. And that's kind of like climbing Mount Everest. That won't be easy. Very strong. And, of course, his favourite position, the number 4, avoids the hook there from Bellini. Very nice little play up to the halfway line again, looking for Santos. Oh, look at him. Santos Valent has absolutely no fear taking on Santi Toccolino, but this could be the turnaround now, turning defense into offense. Mannix will clear it, keep it in or out of his own half until that ball came across the line. Daniels. Well, we have a whistle now. Bueno there, and Nick Roldan, beg your pardon, just having a few words with the 2 umpires who, as you can see, are still in conference, just evaluating exactly what they saw there. Now consulting the 3rd man up here. So Mannix there, based on a right-of-way infringement, crossing that line ever so slightly. Good call, very hard to see. And that will result in a penalty for 60 yards. Big, big opportunity here. And so far, he's been 100% from exactly that spot, has Santi Toccolino. Let's see if he can restore that 2-goal cushion, that 2-goal advantage. Play is called. Santi to make it 14-12 and keep the chances of the team alive here in lifting that trophy. Toccolino plays it low and wide. Well, they're still holding on to that 1-goal lead. 2 would have been nicer, so let's see now. All hands on deck, I'm sure, will be the game plan here for Alegria. Mannix looking for and finding Nick Roldan, and he'll be keeping his eye up on the front there where Santos Valente is making headway. They're in juice territory. Roldan needs to outrun and shake off Daniels. Oh, well done, Justin. Well, he's been getting more and more confident. He shied off a little bit earlier on, taking on Nick Roldan. But now then, what will the umpires make of that? Both believing that it should go their way. Daniels there felt he got a little bit robbed, a little bit of a shading going on there. We will find out when they return. Stay with us. A very quick break, the last courtesy change. And when we come back, we will know which way the umpires have decided. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. 3:52 on the clock, 13 goals to 12. I told you we'd come back with an update on that foul, and that should have been played on the near side. And based on the fact that it wasn't played on the near side, we, of course, had a right-of-way infringement. And that will mean a penalty from the spot of 5A in favour of Alegria. And let's see if Mr. Mannix can score 15 yards adjacent to that halfway line. Here we go, the man from Calgary. Oh, well done. Daniels puts his muzzle up in the air, and that could have really gone all the way. So now then, Juice, is this the beginning of the counter-offensive? Mannix finds Mannix, but by doing so comes across, and that's exactly, you can see there, the passion by Santi Toccolino. This is the little break that they wanted. Let's see where the umpires place that ball. Ball placement will be very important now. It's going to go from the spot. Thought it might have been brought up to the halfway line, but not on this occasion. It was beyond the 20-yard line, or the 20-yard mark either side of that halfway line, but Juice have it. And I'm sure he'll be keeping a close eye on what that clock is doing. Roldan will intercept. Cheeky but effective. In comes Bellini, and just like we saw him do in chukker number 4, they unleash that little secret weapon. Santos Bellini. Daniels getting stronger and stronger as well. Daniels now. Justin Daniels takes a shot and shoots. And it goes over the line. Wow. Wow, well done, Justin Daniels. Picking up just when it was most important. Here in the 6th and final chukker, his first goal of the afternoon of this final. 2:44 on the clock. 14 goals to 12. Alegria now have the pressure. of having to score 2 very quick goals. Ball's back in play. They need to win the throw-in. Daniels, at the moment, seems to be able to do no wrong. Roldan. Can't control it. Ball over the halfway line. And Santos will be thinking, thank you very much. I'll take this all the way on the near side. He's got Valent coming back with him. In comes Daniels. All of a sudden, it's the Justin Daniels show here in chukker number 6. Little backhand shot to try and place that one into the danger zone. Now they've got to go all the way up the field. Plenty of time. Santos and Daniels stepping up to the plate. Knows where he's needed, and he's needed now back in defense. Mannix can't take this ball. It'll be left for Santi Toccolino. Couldn't control it. Left for Nick Roldan. Now he is definitely within range. Wants to get a little bit closer. Down comes the hammer from Bellini. He avoids that as if he felt it, smelt it coming. And now then Nick Roldan opens his shoulders. Deflected one more time. Cleared on the line. And a whistle. And a whistle. My goodness. Well, the 2 umpires still in discussion. Again, yeah, just coming across that right of way ever so slightly. So he has the choice at penalty 2 or from the spot, obviously being so close in front of goal. Nick Roldan will not make a mistake here. There it is. Goal number 13. And the second one, or the first one rather, I should say, for Nick Roldan here in this chukker, his 4th overall. So with a little over a minute remaining by the time they get to the halfway line. 1 goal separating these 2 teams. 14-13. Juice holding on to that advantage. Clock now stopping. Just shy of a minute left to play. Well, this certainly is nail-biting stuff, but we had a feeling it was going to go to the wire. 56.8 seconds remain. But I'm sure you'll agree with me, what an exciting, thrilling final we've been fortunate enough to see here this afternoon at the home of champions, Grand Champions Polo Club. Just a quick reminder, the Palm Beach Open tomorrow. We go to 26 goals tomorrow, 4 o'clock, the final of the Palm Beach Open. And remember, you can always watch all the action on CTV Sports. Go to YouTube and then look for ChukkerTV, CTV Sports. All of our matches, of course, online. Ball's back in play. Alegria need, and they've done so, win this throw-in. Roldan, Daniels. Well, he's done it on a few occasions, and this could be the match winner here. Because of the time that is now running out, that's going to go over the boards. It's going to cost a lot of valuable time. There is a change of possession. It's going to go in favour of Alegria. Roldan, half a minute on the clock. We've heard the first horn. Still Roldan. Bellini, well advised not to get in his way. He's just going to make his way through the clearing shot. Let's look at the clock. 13 seconds. Mannix needs to do something special, and he needs to be very quick about it. There's the shot. He fakes it. Still Mannix. Well, I'm just waiting for confirmation. It looked like a goal from up here too, but well, I've got our third man up here. He's also waiting for confirmation from the 2 mounted officials down there, because if it is a goal, it will, of course, be the equaliser. So bear with us. We'll have the update any second now. The 2 umpires, Pepe Araja and Esteban Dorignac. Looks like we also have somewhat of I beg your pardon, Esteban Ferrari. Papi Araj and Esteban Ferrari. And we have an injury. Okay, well, that would explain why we have the medic on the field, but we're still waiting on confirmation of that goal. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we're going to continue. We're going to have a penalty 4, I believe, is penalty 4, you say? 60. Yes. So a penalty 4.
Ping for the ball, but play 60.
Okay, so we're going to have a fair play ball or against Juice, as the third man was just explaining to me. And as a result of this fair play, a 60-yard penalty, a penalty 4 in favour of Alegria. And we have one player down, so we will just have a very, very short commercial break. Stay with us. We'll be right back for that penalty, as I said, which will be taking place in just a few moments. Stay with us here at CTV Sports. We'll be right back.
When I founded the Taqueria 48 years ago, the goal was to service polo players fieldside and carry a complete line of polo equipment. Since those early days, we now carry everything for the horse and rider. Anything that goes on or near a horse, you're likely to find here in our store. We still have polo equipment made by polo players for polo players.
Polo school is the funnest thing I've become involved with in the last year of my life.
Give me the confidence to be able to play an event in beach polo, Miami Beach, and snow polo in Aspen.
Our dedicated instructors have years of polo experience and are CHA certified.
It's important to us to come back and have a really good experience.
Every time you leave the gates from the polo school, you're hungry for more.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss this. So, penalty 4 is the consequence of that play that happened right in front of the goal mouth just a few moments ago. And it's going to go in favour of Alegria with 5 seconds on the clock. This really, you couldn't have written this script any more exciting and thrilling as they've done here this afternoon. And I'm sure you'll agree with me, both of these teams are worthy winners of the Top Pony 12 Goal 2026. Unfortunately, there has to be a winner, there has to be a runner-up. But I'm sure that, especially here, looking at the faces of a lot of our spectators here, both teams absolutely thrilling us here with some superb polo. So the man from Calgary, Fred Mannix, he did it once before in overtime. So this is a repeat when they took on Juice in one of the preliminary matches. But like I said, that goal came in overtime by this young man, Fred Mannix. He's now got 5 seconds within which to score. And once the umpire, Pepe Araja, calls play, as soon as he touches that ball, the clock will run. Once to get himself into the zone, taking a very long run up. Here we go then. Fred Mannix for the equaliser. He's put it wide. He's put it wide, and there is the second horn, and that'll be chukker, ladies and gentlemen. I think a round of applause for both teams is more than in order here. So the final score then, Juice win the Top Pony 12 goal by a single goal, 14 goals to 13. And I'd like to congratulate all 8 players for an absolutely amazing, thrilling final. Thank you all very much. I'd like to also highlight that Justin Daniels, who picked up the only goal in this game, in the 6th and final chukker, is what got them over the line. So well done and congratulations, Mr. Daniels. We will have a very, very short break for the players to decompress and for us to get everything ready for the prize presentation. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on CTV Sports with the presentation of the Top Pony 12 Goal 2026. Welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us to stay around for the prize presentation. Thank you all very much as the players are making their way up onto the podium. I'd like to very much ask and thank Giselle Toccolino to make her way up onto the podium as well. Okay. And Lupe Roldan is going to help us also with the trophy. Giselle, if you'd like to get up there, Lupe will be presenting the prizes to you, to the runners-up, as the 8 players are up on the podium. And I think before we start, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the 2 finalists a cracking round of applause. Thank you very much for this, the final of the Top Pony 12 Gold. We're going to start, however, with the best playing pony of the Top Pony 12 Gold final. She was ridden by Ricky Bueno. She is born and bred by Santa Rita. Victor is the groom, ladies and gentlemen. Please give it up for Jem. Jem, and the very proud man who rode her there, Ricky Bueno. And Victor, as I say, on behalf of all the grooms, thank you very much for your outstanding work that you do behind the scenes. Thank you very much. And a very pleasant evening for all the ponies, especially Jem. Right, Giselle, I hope you're ready. Lupa, I hope you're ready up there. We're going to start, of course, with the runners-up. Ladies and gentlemen, please step forward. A man with a very, very big polo future ahead of him, Mr. Fred Mannix Jr. At number 2, he's still got a smile on his face. Give it up for the one and only Santos Valent. Well done, Santos. At number 3, you know him, the man who can. It is, of course, Mr. Nick Roldan, everyone. Give it up for Nick. And from the Great White North, Mr. Calgary himself, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one and only Mr. Fred Mannix. And now over to the winners. As I said, thank you, Giselle Toccolino, with your support. Ladies and gentlemen, at number 1, please step forward, the one and only Enrique. We call him Ricky Bueno. At number 2, there he is, Santos Bellini. Well done, Santos. For me, one of the strongest players, especially in the second half, Mr. Justin Daniels. Well done, Justin. And, of course, number 4, your very own, Santi Toccolino. Well done, Santi. And now, before we present that beautiful Top Pony trophy, we, of course, have the MVP award to give away. Thank you, Mark, for handing that over to Giselle. The MVP of the Top Pony 12 Gold 2026 goes to Santi Toccolino. Well done. Well done. That's a happy family right there. Thank you very much. Okay, then, if we could now kindly ask the runners-up to exit stage left. The winners, you'd like to please stay. Thank you to Lupe and Giselle for helping us with the prize presentation. And look at the smile on Enrique Bueno's face. Yep, he's going to savor this moment. So this is the moment that this team have been waiting for. The presentation there by the Director of Operations, Juan Bellini. Thank you very much. As Juice wave goodbye to Alegria. What a cracking final we had. Santi, we need you back in the picture. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the winners of the Top Pony 12 Gold 2026. Team Juice, Enrique, Santos, Santi and Justin. Well done and congratulations. With these lovely images, we say thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the action. Remember, tomorrow, our featured game of the week, the Palm Beach Open on CTV Sports. That'll be coming to you live as of 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If you can join us, it'd be great to have you here at Grand Champions. From all of us here, enjoy your Saturday evening. Get home safely. I will see you back here fieldside tomorrow. Thank you and good night.